I'd like to talk about hosting for a minute, if that's okay.
Let's talk hosting.
Right. There are a whole bunch of different types of hosting. Let's go through them all. Shared.
Yes.
That's right, and the reaction says it all, right? Shared. What else we got? Dedicated. Cloud. Virtual servers, right?
Right, yeah.
Serverless. Any others?
I think that, yeah, you've got
Okay.
everything, I think.
Okay, now, I've got a question. Which of all of those hosting setups is the worst? Which one does everybody agree is the one that you should avoid like the plague?
Shared hosting.
That's right, shared hosting. Next question. What is cloud hosting?
Cloud hosting is hosting on someone else's computer.
Okay, isn't any type of hosting on someone else's computer?
Yeah, exactly. So the word cloud is pretty much bullshit.
That's right, congratulations. Let's talk about virtual servers. What's a virtual server?
A virtual server, actually that does depend on context. But yeah, I'm guessing you're talking about VPSs and stuff like that.
Yep.
Aye. Well, that's they'll give you a virtual machine with an entire server, and then you can do whatever you like with it.
Okay. Now, see when you get those things,
Yes.
do you get a unique IP address?
Yeah, you get an IP address. You don't get any domains or anything with it.
Do you get a unique IP address?
Of course, yeah.
I don't think you do.
Well, I do with the one I get, man.
What happens if somebody on that server is a malicious customer who spams 1 billion people?
I don't know. I hope they would have some sort of spam filter thing that would stop that.
Okay, well, let me tell you where I am with this, okay? A few months ago, I posted a video, help me to find a new web hosting company. The response was incredibly overwhelming. Simon Field, godfather of speed coding, showed up. Usher, Chicago Phil, they all showed up, and their recommendations were excellent. But most of them were talking in terms of these virtual, what are we calling them? Virtual servers? Yeah. Talking about those, And it was interesting because I did not have time to go through them all, and I apologise. But as I was going through them all, it was kind of like almost like being in a Ford Mondeo showroom. Do you know what I mean? Nothing wrong with a Ford Mondeo; it's a good car, but there was nothing jumping out. It was like, they seem okay, a few good testimonies, blah blah blah. Okay, fair enough. And it became kind of indistinguishable. And a couple of things that I learned is that, see, when you're overwhelmed with choice, Derek, it's stupid things like a logo or a word that makes you make your decision. It's not some incredibly intellectual process all of the time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Something can win you over and for right or for wrong.
Exactly. So, for example, I had a couple of people recommended DigitalOcean. Great. Congratulations. Seems great. They've got a lot going for them. But you know why I would not use DigitalOcean, Derek?
I think they're for me. But my personal opinion of DigitalOcean is they do good stuff, but they think they're flash and
right. Let me tell you why I wouldn't use them. Because they use the word droplet to refer to my empire. In their documentation, and when you sign up, it's like, when you buy the thing and you spin up an instance, right? Call it what you want, a plot of land, I don't care.
Droplet.
Right, they call that a droplet. And I don't want to be a droplet in somebody's ocean, That's the worst marketing.
You know what I mean?
It's the worst marketing I've ever heard of. So, Forgive me if I'm being anti-intellectual. Now, let me take this a bit further. As I started to look more and more into these exotic hosting solutions, where everybody thinks that they've done a Gracie Jiu-Jitsu move on hosting, and it's like, yeah, I'm going to have the benefits of a dedicated server without actually being dedicated and all that, right? When I started asking the tough questions and doing the concrete research, do you know what I discovered, Derek?
What's that?
It's all bullshit. and let me tell you something else. You know that I'm a contrarian. Do you know that I'm a contrarian?
Of course.
Right. So remember I said what's the one type of hosting that everybody says is rubbish and agrees is rubbish?
Shared.
Which one do you think the web developer extraordinaire decided to choose?
Oh no.
Yes.
Dave.
I'm telling you, Derek, because shared hosting is back.
What?
That's right. Shared hosting is back.
Shared hosting is not back. What are you talking about, man?
Shared hosting is back. And here's why. Here's why. I found this company. Can you see my screen? I found this company by the name of CynderHost, right? Remember how I said that use of the droplet was terrible marketing, right?
Yes.
Let me show you the other end of the spectrum. Let me show you great marketing. This is the power of words. Now you can see the screen, right? Look at this. Shared hosting does not equal slow. That just blew my mind. I was thinking about that for 3 or 4 days. That totally messed with me. And here's the statistics. They've got all the other leading hosting companies, GoDaddy, HostGator. These had been recommended in the comments. And look at this. This company is whooping them all for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then you look at the prices, right? Check it out, man. $1 a month. Right? $1 a month. And then I get talking to the guy, you know, behind this thing. Mm-hmm. Now, it was kind of a chance encounter, blah, 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 blah. And it says to the guy, look, forget about it. I'm a high traffic guy. I'm streaming video and stuff like that. And the dude says to us, well, look, why don't you use, what's the name of that thing again? Cloud, what was it again?
Cloudflare.
That's right. And he's like, you could use Cloudflare as a CloudFront alternative. And that way you'd have a content distribution network serving your stuff out, which would massively increase speed again if you want it. You could also therefore get a free SSL certificate. And what was the rest of it? It went, you can also prevent denial of service attacks whilst you're at it. And then the dude was like that.
That's why I like Cloudflare and go like sign up for Cloudflare.
But here's the vibe.
All your sites through it, man.
But here is the vibe. Cloudflare is the content distribution network, right? Mm-hmm. This is some technical stuff coming at you here. So what the vibe is I am now with a shared hosting company. In this case, it's a company called CynderHost, right? Right? Okay. Now, rock solid. I mean, I've had comments since switching to this, people saying, man, it's really fast. This is great. It's really fast. Brilliant. Everybody's loving it, right? But I'm now with CynderHost, but putting it through Cloudflare for free. And the dude was even saying to me, as far as the video streaming goes, he reckons I could get the videos on Backblaze, which is another service. It's nothing to do with them. But he had the calculator out. Reckons I can save 90% off the cost of streaming videos on Speed Coding Academy. Now that is knowledge, right? Mm. That's knowledge. That dude's recommending stuff that he's not even making a penny of. So let me tell you something, Derek. I says, you know what? I'm going to get some hosting off this dude just as a thank you. And I got some hosting, and I have not looked back. And let me tell you something, Derek. Shared hosting. Shared hosting is the future. It's the future as far as I'm concerned, okay?
Fuck, man. Right,
Yeah.
Okay. Like, you know.
It's the future. How long have you been a developer?
Like, just, I don't know, maybe a year or two less than you.
Okay, if I said that the answer to the question is SEO, what's the question?
If the answer is search engine optimization, what's the question?
Yeah.
How do I get my page to the front of Google?
No, the question is, what's the one thing that 90% of customers ask for?
Oh, so that's not the one thing
Didn't you notice that? Didn't you notice that? I've been in this game since 1996. 90% of the people who hire me want SEO. They don't even realise that SEO is a totally different thing from web development. And good luck if you want to spend...
1998 is when I started.
Right. Have you made the same observation? Have you made the same observation?
The people don't want what and want what?
Oh,
Sorry?
get with the program. I'm saying 90% of the people who hire web development agencies or freelancers are interested in SEO, either from you or from somebody else. Am I right?
No, I would agree with that.
Of course I'm right, okay? Now, when it comes to SEO, there are three variables, as you know, that affect search engine ranking, right? Structure, links, and content. But on the hosting front, what's the one thing that can electrify search engine ranking? You're looking at it on the screen here.
Shared hosting does not equal slow.
That's right, Derek. The answer is page load speed. That one thing that everybody has forgotten about. Page load. I never forgot about it, but everybody else did. You all took your eye off the ball with your virtual hosting shenanigans and your organic servers. But the web developer extraordinaire is 50 steps ahead of you all, because I realised that the way to look at this whole thing is to go to a bare metal solution. Start thinking in terms of RAM and computers. You're going to be sharing with a bunch of nutcases selling Viagra. Get over it, right? You're going to be doing it. But hopefully you'll find a decent company who can police that stuff. Let's just get over that stuff. You're not going to outsmart a bullet. You're not a Gracie Jiu-Jitsu expert of web hosting. Just go with the shared vibe. You'll save a fortune. Focus on page load speed. And if you want to go Jedi level, do one of those fancy CDN things like I'm going to be teaching at Speed Coding Academy soon. That's the hosting vibe that we're talking about. And what a glorious vibe it is.